Hello, my name is Caleb Sanders. In this video, I will be combining common household ingredients in order to create elephant toothpaste. Elephant toothpaste is just a kid-friendly name for a foam created by the reaction. By combining liquid dish soap, warm water, active dry yeast, hydrogen peroxide, and food coloring in a bottle, this foam can be created. Each bubble in the foam is filled with oxygen, thus creating the light and fluffy texture. The yeast acts as a catalyst. A catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. It quickly breaks apart the oxygen from the hydrogen peroxide. Because it does this very fast, it creates lots and lots of bubbles. The reaction is also exothermic, which means it releases heat as a product of the reaction. In this experiment, I am going to test if different bottle materials affect the heat released in the final product. I hypothesize that if a bottle made of glass is used, then the temperature of the bottle will be less than that made of plastic. To test this, I'm going to first start with the control experiment, or the experiment with the plastic bottle. For this experiment, you are going to need a 1.25 liter empty plastic bottle, a large tray or bowl to catch the foam, rubber gloves, safety glasses, 1/2 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide, 2 tablespoons of dish soap, a thermometer, 10 drops of food coloring, 1 tablespoon of dry yeast, a funnel, and 3 tablespoons of warm water. Before I start the experiment, I put on my gloves and goggles. This is because although hydrogen peroxide is a household product, it is still dangerous and can irritate the eyes and skin. As you can see, I struggled a little putting the gloves on due to my hand injury, but eventually I am prepared to begin. First, I will place 1/2 cup of hydrogen peroxide in the bottle with the funnel. In a measuring cup, I am going to mix together 1 tablespoon of yeast and 3 tablespoons of warm water and stir for about 30 seconds. Then I will pour 2 tablespoons of dish soap into the bottle as well via funnel and swirl gently to mix. Then I will add 10 drops of food coloring and swirl gently once more. Next, I will pour the yeast mixture into the bottle, then quickly step back as the reaction will quickly begin. Finally, I will observe the temperature for later comparison. For the next experiment, I am going to change only the bottle, so I will be using all of the same materials and quantities, but substituting the plastic bottle for a glass one. Again, before I start, I put on my gloves and goggles for the precautions mentioned before. First, I will place 1/2 cup of hydrogen peroxide in the bottle. This time, I do not use a funnel due to the opening of the glass bottle being so large. In a measuring cup, I'm going to mix together 1 tablespoon of yeast and 3 tablespoons of warm water and stir for about 30 seconds. Then I will pour 2 tablespoons of dish soap into the bottle as well and swirl gently to mix, using a spoon to help aid in the mixing. Then I will add 10 drops of food coloring and swirl gently once more with the spoon. Next, I will pour the yeast mixture into the bottle, then quickly step back as the reaction will quickly begin. Finally, I will observe the temperature for later comparison. For the first experiment with the plastic bottle, the reaction reached a temperature of 97.2 degrees Fahrenheit. For the second experiment with the glass bottle, the reaction reached a temperature of 101.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Thus, my hypothesis was incorrect due to the fact that the glass bottle reached a higher temperature than the plastic one, whereas I speculated that it would be the other way around. As mentioned before, the reaction is exothermic, which means that the heat is released as a product of the reaction and is found on the product side of the equation. The opposite of exothermic is endothermic, in which a reaction absorbs heat and is found on the reactant side of the equation. The equation for this reaction is liquid hydrogen peroxide plus liquid dish soap plus solid sodium iodide yields liquid water, oxygen gas, plus aqueous iodine plus heat. The yeast contains an enzyme called catalase that breaks down hydrogen peroxide into oxygen gas and water. The oxygen gas gets trapped by the soap and you get a large foamy solution that squirts out of the top of the bottle. Thank you.